Recording. All right. One of the biggest problems I find with making clothes in different countries is Google, actually. Businesses are so localized that people are used to just asking other people, where is something? And then you just keep asking until you find it. But it's very inefficient and very difficult if you don't speak the language. So you would think Google would be a godsend, but a lot of businesses keep working the same old way and don't get listed on Google. Or if they do, it's probably because of Google's automatic listing AI technology or whatever. And so whatever they had from 2008, whatever post Google was able to scrape off the internet from 2008, is listed as their current business. And it often is just not the case anymore. It's just not applicable anymore. So making clothes for me has been a challenge. One of the biggest challenges is pattern making. Not only is it a technical skill, you're requiring a talented artist, especially in my niche of clothes making, but just producing or finding or procuring patterns, the actual pieces of paper in the shape of the clothes that you need to cut is a challenge. Usually, I'll tell you what usually happens. Instead of wasting time searching for patterns, people just find a pattern maker. And this is okay, but a pattern maker is not perfect, and you're limited by their imagination or their work ethic. So unless you are highly systematized, highly systematic with your business practices and your requirements of training and your pay and your benefits and your R&D, right? You really have to build a team and a culture that in general doesn't exist, especially for in my niche again. So we make original clothes for startups. Sometimes we're doing high fashion, sometimes we're doing highly technical wear, sometimes we're doing industrial designs. So for me specifically, quick share broke. I'm trying to share some files. Anyway, for me specifically, having a really energetic and enthusiastic pattern maker has always been a luxury. And so what usually would happen is I would have to contract out different jobs to different shops or different pattern makers who specialize in one particular area. We now have in-house pattern maker using 3D pattern design software, which is fine. It's good. But again, the problem still stands of how to actually get the patterns from the computer to the fabric for cutting. And in this case, it's very difficult to find a print shop with a big plotter, or B, that's not a local school children print shop. A majority of print shops print regular A4 size paper, single sheets for school children or teachers or whatever nonsense. Finding a shop that has the software, or be Illustrator, to print a large scale pattern as individual pieces. One, just to get that idea, because it's not common. It can do it. Anyone with a printer and a computer can do it, but finding someone to do it is difficult, and that's the difficulty I'm having. Now, actually, I was at an event the other day. I met another American who said he was also in the clothes making business, and he or his company does have the big plotter. So hopefully that power of red, white, and blue will come through and save me on this one. I'll find a reliable printer for designs. We have a couple in the pipeline. There's a modest tank top from a brand new brand, Modesty, and high quality exercise basics. So it's a tank top, but not spaghetti straps, because that's not modest. It's wider straps, higher neck, which would facilitate or make it easier to tuck in an abaya. And then it's going to have sports bra features on the inside. So designing that was a nice little fun exercise, but printing it has not been as fun. But hopefully that issue will be solved. So if you are trying to make clothes, one of the pieces of tech you may want to invest in is a plotter or good printer. But printers break down so much, require so much fiddling. It's its own job printing things. That's why there are so many print shops everywhere in the world, just because it's its own skill. So if you don't want to have an in-house printer person and repair tech and the cost of ink, the investment to get the big machines, it's an investment to do this. And it's a whole new section that you would have to manage in your business that I don't like. I don't like it. I don't want to do it. It takes up a lot of time printing. And it should be simple to find someone to cater to printing needs because it's ubiquitous. Everyone has to print. And the bigger you print, the more you're going to pay. At this point, I would almost pay anything for a piece of paper. That's how it gets in the fashion game. You'll pay anything for a single piece of paper. That's what we are. Hopefully, this new American connection it's going to be more expensive. I know, it's going to be expensive. But at the same time, that convenience better be worth it. That's all I think it'll be worth it with that convenience and reliability that we can bring to the table. So even if you are not an expert in teaching or you don't particularly like fashion and don't want to start a sewing factory of some sort, printing is a lucrative and reliable business. It's boring, but everyone needs to print something. So you will always have business. Maybe I made a mistake, but it's each machine is a big investment and there's a learning curve and it takes time. But for the most part, once you niche down as a printer owner, your customers are going to find you. So again, I always talk about how a regular man can move out of the States. And in this video, printing is the way I'm telling you. You find a plotter, a big plotter printer, like a big poster size printer. In your set, you can print blueprints, architectural drafts and whatnots. You can print for patterns for some clothing companies. If I saw a single place that catered to printing patterns locally, I would do it. Because oftentimes, again, another problem is the unreliability or difficulty of shipping things and then the time delay. So especially with me here in Myanmar, with the current political situation, getting some things in and out takes a long time. So overseas printing and shipping solutions are not an option. Anyway, that's our business tip for today.